All right, another one of my favorite exercises. Why would you do the trap bar deadlift instead of a conventional deadlift?
Well, there are a number of advantages or potential advantages to the trap bar. Barbell deadlifts are great, but they can be awkward for some people to have the hands and the load in front of the body. With the trap bar, we're literally trapped inside and the weight is right in the middle with a neutral hand position on either side of the body, which can be a little bit more comfortable. And this also allows more freedom of movement to move a little bit more through the knee or hip, depending on your personal limb lengths or preferences. With a barbell, we sort of have to really try to keep as much of a vertical shin as possible. So many people would argue that the trap bar, even though I don't like this term, is a little bit more functional or a little more comfortable for how many people prefer to move.
Where do you put your feet?
So we want it right in the middle. Yep, you're in a great spot there. You can take a little hop and land, and that's gonna be right where you wanna be. A good landmark is to have the knot in your shoelaces right in line with the sleeve. Low battery. Did that pause it? We're still rolling. So we want to have the knot in your shoelaces right even with the sleeve of the bar. And then that's going to put you right in the very middle.
And when I go to pick it up, what do I do?
So we like to have the hands straight. Just imagine that they're big long hooks that are along for the ride. We're not actually bending them. We're going to sit the hips back. And then when the hamstrings are tight, you'll be just a little bit short of the handles. And we move through the knees to get down to have a nice strong grip.
And drive.
Yep, from here we want to drive through the floor, push through our heels, and drive our hips forward to come to this nice, strong, upright position.
And then same thing, sit back.
Yep, sit back through the hips.
And once you feel that stretch, and you start bending the knee.
Yep. And we're right back where we started in a nice, strong position.
Don't relax down here.
Right.
Keep it taut.
Yep, we don't want to sag, we don't want to yank on the bar. There's a term that we like to use called pulling the slack out of the bar and really utilizing the lats to keep the bar close. A cue that I sometimes like to use is protect your armpits or squeeze an orange in your armpits to really help make sure that we're staying stiff.
Yeah. You're gonna get a little bit of hamstring, a little bit more quad with this, I think, than the conventional deadlift. And it's more comfortable. Again, if you don't have a trap bar at home, a lot of commercial gyms are going to have a trap bar.
Yep.
If you don't do that, if you don't have that, what do you do?
Well, we could just swap to a barbell if you do have one available. Again, these variations are far more similar than they are different in the grand scheme of things, and it's okay to modify for the equipment that you have or for your personal preferences. If you have dumbbells that are the same weight, you can also have them on either side. If you have some, like a box that you can stack them to, then great. Otherwise, we could essentially treat it as like a dumbbell RDL or just pausing when we get to about mid-shin.
Yeah, you won't be able to go down all the way like
Right.
this because it won't touch the floor like this does.
Right. So you can also see the handles are elevated a little bit here too.
Now, there are going to be some trap bars that don't have these elevated handles. In fact, you can flip this thing around.
Yep.
And you have to go down deeper. Are we telling people for this one to use the higher handles if you can?
Yeah, the default is going to be for now to use the higher handles, but in the event that you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can flip it over and use the low handles.
Yeah, I have some back issues from time to time, and going down further, it really puts a bigger stress. And like, I can still feel a pretty good workout when I do it with these higher handles.
Absolutely. There's nothing magical about the height of bumper plates. A lot of times people assume that there's been some sort of really advanced biomechanical research to determine how tall or the diameter of these bumper plates, and that's some sort of magical distance that everybody needs to reach. And that's absolutely not true. Bumper plates are about 18 inches in diameter because when you're doing Olympic lifts and things like overhead pressing or jerks, if the bar falls, there's enough space between the barbell and the ground for your head to pass through so you don't have a head injury. That's literally it. That's the only reason that bumper plates are the height that they are. So if you need to modify a little and elevate to a decreased range of motion so that you feel comfortable and so that you can lift heavy things, that's totally fine.
Cool. All right.